Canada's Prime Minister striking a deal with China on Friday. The country will lower tariffs on Chinese EVs in exchange for China lifting tariffs on Canadian canola and other agricultural products.
Canada has agreed to allow up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market, with the most favored nation tariff rate of 6.1%.
The remaining Chinese electric vehicles beyond the first 49,000 will still face 100% tariffs. China is expected to lower tariffs on canola seeds from 80% to 15%. And tariffs on Canadian lobsters, crabs, and peas are also expected to be put on hold this year. Carney says China would make a considerable investment into Canada's auto sector within 3 years. It comes as Carney looks to diversify trade away from the U.S. following President Trump's tariff hikes. Meanwhile, Ontario's premier criticized Carney's deal with China, warning it could threaten Ontario's auto industry. The premier added that it could affect Canada's access to American markets if the U.S. sees Canada as a backdoor for cheap Chinese imports. Carney also announced a new strategic partnership between Canada and China. He says Canada's relations with China are more predictable, while its relations with the U.S. runs deeper. Over 75% of Canada's exports goes to the U.S., while only 5% go to China. But a deeper economic relationship with China comes with strings attached. Chinese leader Xi Jinping said the two countries should treat each other with respect. It signals that criticizing Beijing's human rights abuses might be seen as disrespectful. When asked about human rights abuses in China, Carney said Canada needs to be realistic when it comes to doing business with Beijing. He said he raised human rights concerns in private talks with Chinese officials, but discussing them publicly doesn't help.